Public Works Committee meeting, and it is our pleasure to have Chris Bosley from our city manager doing a project award for DNS Contract Company. So I'm just going to turn it over to you. Go, Chris.
All right, thank
Sorry.
you. Before I start with this, I just want to give you an update on our Swale project because I think it goes well with what we're requesting here. I brought this to you before, but just an update for everybody in the audience and everybody at home. So this is our drainage area that we're looking at here. It's about 215 acres that drains into the Spokane River at this point here. And this is an up close of what that pipe system looks like. And what we're doing is grabbing this pipe here, this manhole, and routing it over to this swale area and this grassy area, and creating a big swale there where we can treat and dispose of stormwater here rather than to the outfall located here. Here's a couple pictures of what that outfall looks like. That one obviously in use. And then this is that grassy area that I was talking about and what we're, and the swale that we're building out there. Now, these are the plans that we put together, and so this would be the pipe coming across 95 here, and then some riprap, and then all these little dots represent the dry wells that'll go in. It's going to take 20 double-depth dry wells to treat all this 215 acres of stormwater, which is a lot of dry wells. But it's also providing the material that we need to build these berms here. So what we're doing is building a series of berms to create these different little swale areas. So as this fills up, it'll overtop and go into the next one and then just keep moving its way down. And the way that it's going to work is that once we put this pipe in, which is why I'm here today, we will plug the existing pipe that goes to the outfall so that all this water will be routed to this swale area alone. Now, our crews are doing the actual swale work out there. And here are a couple photos of us in action a few weeks ago before the snowfall hit. That put a little hamper in our schedule there. But we're back at it today again. Here they are filling in around dry wells. And the reason why we're going with a consultant, or would like to go with a consultant for the pipe work under 95, is that work needs to be done at night, and it needs to be done quickly, and then repaved back to ITD standards with testing and all that. So the consultant who put together this design and did the concept analysis for us, HMH Engineering, they solicited bids from several contractors, and we got those bids back, and the low bidder was DG&S Company at $106,000. So what we're asking today is to approve that contract with DG&S to install this pipe and the manhole. The manhole will have to be rebuilt because it's not deep enough to accommodate the pipe under 95. And then with that, they will start work around or after March 15th and then be done in a few days because it's a pretty short time schedule with that. So with that, I would stand for any questions.
Ken?
Thank you. Chris,
Yes.
what happens to the rest of the pipe? I mean, it's downhill, so is it still going to drain into the river?
Yeah, well, okay, so we'll go back to this image here. So at this manhole where I said we're going to run a pipe over to here, it will be plugged at this point here. So no water will exist in the pipes down to this point right to here. At that point, it picks up these 5 catch basins plus one that is out here in this grassy area. So we won't be able to catch these last few that catch basins from Northwest Boulevard. But the way that it's set up is that if the water comes over to here and it happens to make it through each of our berms and get down to the bottom, it'll re-enter the pipe system here at this catch basin, and it can still make it to the outfall for emergency situations so that we don't have any catastrophic flooding or anything like that.
Cool. When you dig, so the trench, you have to dig a trench across 95.
Correct.
And that's like going to take how long? You
Um,
said you were going to do it at night, so you're not going to disrupt too much traffic, but still.
right, I'm not sure if the contractor will do it in one night or 2 nights.
Oh, really? That fast?
Oh, yeah, it's, the manhole work itself will probably, be a little separate, but we just need to get the pipe under. But that's why we're going with the contractor, so that they can get in there, get it done. We actually gave contractors the option of boring it also, but boring is very expensive for a pipe this size also, so.
And it's boring.
It is boring work, yes.
Thank you.
Nope, I got nothing on that.
So by us doing so much of the work, we save some money there?
Yeah, we never bid out or got estimates on how much it would cost to do the whole thing by a contractor, because we always planned on doing as much as we could ourselves. But yeah, we're saving quite a bit of money on this project just by doing the work ourselves.
And we didn't have to buy any right away to do it.
Correct. We have an agreement with ITD to be able to use this property.
And this takes care of how many, you put a lot of water in there and grassy swales have a formula, correct?
Correct,
So
yes.
you're taking out how much water out of the system
I
theoretically?
don't remember the gallons or cubic feet, but it's 215 acres of our urban area that's being drained to this location here. So it's a pretty substantial impact.
And then the outfall will still remain an outfall, but kind of the last resort outfall?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so
Yep.
you're not going to make it go away or anything?
No, and those, like I said, those 5 catch basins that are gonna pick up water off Northwest Boulevard, they will still do that until we can come up with a way to maybe put a little swale over here or something. But in the meantime, those will still drain there, but we'll be taking
And this is out of,
210 acres of it completely
awesome.
offline.
I think that's really
Great.
creative. And this is out of the stormwater budget?
Correct, yes.
Thank you. Hearing nothing, go ahead.
One quick thing.
Yeah.
I did have a testing note in here, and I couldn't remember what that meant, but after this is all done, is there an ongoing need for the engineering department to study what the, runoff levels are in that swale?
So we are actually working with the Idaho Department of Environmental Quality right now. They are really excited about this project, and what they want to do is install some monitoring equipment right over here where this pipe is going to come out, so they can test the water that comes out of the pipes. And then we're going to put in some monitoring wells in the ground where we can collect water underground after it's gone through its supposed treatment, and then we can compare to see how much removal it actually had there.
Doesn't that kind of terrify you? Because these are the same people who could say, oh, no, we have to treat that more money.
Well, we already have full rights to discharge all this into the river right now. So any steps like this that we take towards cleaning that up, they're really excited about.
Good, okay.
It's like brownie
Okay.
points, right?
God, let's hope so.
So. All right,
Thanks.
I'll look for a motion from committee.
Well, I'll move to accept the bid of and approve a contract with GG&S Company for installation of a manhole and storm line for US 95 Northwest Boulevard Swale project in the bid amount of $106,000.
Second.
Been moved and second. Any other questions, comments?
No, just, Mr. Chair, we had placed that on the agenda because I did receive an email asking what the hell's going on.
Oh,
So
okay.
if we could let the public know, that would be great.
So we'll be appearing at the next council meeting.
I
then,
would like that, thank you.
with the same presentation, I
Oh, yeah,
assume.
because I think, this is a big project. People see it. The guy also wanted to know about, he said that specifically the one manhole that's right there, you pointed out at Northwest and on 95, he said that one always backs up every year. And so hopefully this all fixes that and we
Right,
can move
right.
on and let the public know. I'd appreciate that.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Put that on consent. You'll still come and give
Oh,
us a
no, not
little
consent,
presentation?
agenda, please.
Oh, is that agenda piece?
Thank you.
So you'll give us a report again? You don't mind giving this one at council? Okay. Next up, all the way from wastewater treatment plant, which he hates me calling it that, but it's what we got. Open trench project. we've got Larry and Mikey here. Welcome, Larry and Mikey.
Hello, everyone. I am in my 40s now, and I have never, being the youngest of four, never been able to get away from Mikey. Never once have I introduced myself like that. But it seems to stick with me. So, yeah, thank you for the opportunity to present this year's Open Trench project. First, before we get into that a little bit, I'd like to introduce Larry Parsons. Larry Parsons has been with the city in the collection system for more than 30 years and has recently, last year, moved up to the utility project manager. So taking somebody from the ditches who knows the system real well to be able to then
Nice.
figure out how to fix it, right? Exactly.
We hope.
So this Open Trench project is part of the wastewater department's annual rehabilitation of our collection system. Every year we budget about $750,000 into our collection system. And usually we'll try to do one of a big project a year. Oftentimes it's a CIPP, which is that lined pipe. This year it's Open Trench, which is generally a bit more expensive, but it's what we use when we cannot line it, basically. If we can line, we do line. If we can't line, we do this Open Trench work. So this project consists of three portions, Schedules A, B, and C, which Schedule A is runs along Walnut Avenue. Schedule B was an alley between B and C streets that is actually sort of ties into the Walnut Avenue, so it's sort of part two of that. And Schedule C is east of A Street, I'm sorry, between Wallace and Indiana. So basically, this is our map, and it breaks down. Up here is Schedule A. This is Walnut. For reference, where Chris was talking about was somewhere yonder. But what we have here is some of our very original pipe. It's 6-inch pipe that is not up to current city codes. Whenever anybody puts in public pipe now, it's a minimum diameter of 8 inches. That allows us better access for cameraing, cleaning equipment in there and things like that, and just obviously to better maintain it. This is aging pipe along Walnut and along the alley there, which is part of Schedule B. So again, this will be an open trench project, so we're going to have to shut down. I don't know how long it's going to take.
We'll leave that up to the contractor, how they're gonna detour on Walnut. As you guys all know, Walnut's been back and forth on whether the state's gonna fix that intersection, that three-way at Walnut and 95. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get our portion out of the way ahead of time, so. But this was on the books, it's been pre-engineered, so I figured it was a good time to get it done. That's why we're doing it.
So the other portion is the alley. So this is Schedule B. Again, this is that 6-inch pipe. We've got sort of we couldn't really get a good camera shot of what it looks like inside there because we can't get our camera inside there. But later on in the presentation, we've got a shot of what it looks like. These are those older pipes that are much shorter segments. So what happens is instead of having a nice round pipe, they get disjointed, and it as they move around, as the soils shift, it just gets more and more difficult for flow to get through. But again, it's also 6-inch pipe to be replaced with 8-inch PVC. And then lastly was an additional alternative, what we called Schedule C. Basically, we held that out to see where the prices came in. You're never really sure where prices come in, and we've got a budget to work with like everybody else. But the prices came in really quite competitively, so we're going to go with, we want to include Schedule C, which is, again, as you can see, the alley. It's east of 8th between Wallace and Indiana. So most of our work is going to be down these alleys, so it should have minimal interruption on traffic, on people, and things like that, with the exception of the people whose houses are directly affected by it, except for that, that Schedule A portion. So this is a shot that we do have of our system, not those exact pipes, but basically what we're looking at in the ground there. And you can see that this is not, this is representative, obviously, of what it is that we're looking at. So these pipes are, here's a segment, there's another segment, there's another segment, and it gives you a good idea of what you're dealing with as things move around. And we're trying to get either a camera that's basically a little robot, if you've ever seen it in any of our videos, that tracks down there, or a jetter that has a pretty solid nozzle on it. If you put something in there, there's a pretty decent chance you're going to get stuck, and that doesn't work for anybody. So where did our bids come in at? You can see La Riviera with schedules, all of them, A, B, and C, came in at a much lower price than anybody else. But we got a pretty good turnout from quite a few contractors. So at this point, we would like to ask that we can award this to La Riviera in the amount of $368,451, plus the ad alternate of $69,393,000 for a total of $437,844. And I'd stand for any questions, as well as Larry, if you want to know really what's going on in there.
Any questions?
I just want to make sure you're comfortable with, there's quite a spread between the low bid and the highest bidder on all of these items. So I just want to make sure you're comfortable with that, and that there isn't a lot of unforeseen event change orders that may be coming up in this work that you've seen in the past.
Typically, we haven't had an issue with T-Law on these type of projects. In 2015-16, they did similar projects, were great, on time, on price. If you notice, the first four bidders are fairly close, and then it's I think Stewart and SNL probably threw us a courtesy bid.
Okay? So you're comfortable with those
Yeah,
numbers based
yes,
on
we
your
are.
estimates of what it's going to take?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we're fine.
okay, thanks.
It's good.
I don't have any questions, just a bunch of puns, so I'll spare you.
Oh, I look forward to puns. Let me ask a few questions.
Sure.
So when you guys look at this, is square feet or length, and economically, is it similar to things you've done in the past?
Right, the lineal footage is, if you do the breakdown, it's hard just by lineal feet, because we've got water pipe, we've got it on crossings, and there's a little bit of storm water that Chris is requiring us to fix for him. And then there's a little bit more asphalt on this one than others. Behind ABCD daycare, he paved that alley, so we'll have to repair that back to what it was. So, but yeah, it comes right in there with everything else. So
Not
it's
that.
been really
The other
good.
question I had was, so when you're replacing, when you say old pipes, are those possibly originals for you to have to dig in the dirt and not fill it with the CIP? Is that kind of the norm? I guess original pipe could be how old in this area?
Oh, boy. I think we figured late 30s.
So it could be
40s?
clay?
Yeah, clay and concrete both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you to have to go in and dig it up, you're gonna bring in the new pipe and you're gonna make it bigger?
Yes,
So the-
8-inch PVC with a 100-year shelf life.
Okay. So the age isn't, the flow isn't a big priority. Things are flowing, but you're kind of doing future.
Well, yeah, yes and no. Keeps from root intrusions and backups, which are lawsuits. Exfiltration from broken pipes where we lose wastewater out. And this just tightens up the system and makes a much better product, easier to clean and take care of. And actually, we don't have to worry about it for a while, so we'll monitor it, obviously, but.
You mentioned, this is sort of a yearly thing. We do open trench pretty much every year.
No, the last 2 or 3 years, we did CIPP, the work we did over here. And
Gotcha.
then last year, we were on 12th Street, we did quite a bit of CIPP. And what I did is I went back in the file for Mike Becker and found that we had these all ready to go, and I thought, well, let's go do them this year and get them out of the way.
It is a budgeted item.
Yes, it is. It came out of that fiscal year budget you guys gave us earlier, so. And we had done the alley between A and B in 2017,
Okay.
and then we pipelined between Government Way and A, so it's kind of, that whole area was scheduled in projects.
So I just have to ask the question, are you doing okay with this job? Is it, are you having fun? Are you
I'll have to
learning
ask
new
him, but yeah,
stuff?
it's a new challenge for me, so. I've never been stuck behind a desk, so,
Yeah, but you're taking all your experience and applying it to this,
Right,
right?
and
That's
then-
pretty cool.
and then winging it the best I can.
Okay. Any other questions, you guys? We'll look for a motion if I could.
Guess it's my turn, so I would make a motion to accept the bid and approve a contract with La Riviere, Inc. for the 2021 Open Trench Project in the base bid amount of $368,451, plus add alternate bid Schedule C of $69,393 for a total bid price of $437,844.
Second.
Second?
Yeah.
Okay. Been moved and seconded. Other questions, comments?
I don't know, you think this goes on the consent calendar or agenda?
Are you up for doing this for council? You got good practice.
It's pretty
What do you wanna do,
straightforward.
Keith?
I think it's pretty straightforward. I think the other one, going to council, made sense because of a lot of public, but this is
Knowledge.
kind of
Do
pretty
we-
much.
Have we done that before? I know we've done so many of these.
I know, it's pretty common.
Yeah.
We trust you. The new guy, we just put a little pressure on him, you know?
We make them sweat.
I think you did that already.
Look at his, he's beating.
All right.
Steaming
We're
up.
good?
Okay.
So, all those in favor say aye.
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 We'll put that on consent.
Thank
Next
you.
time we'll get you, okay?
Yeah, be careful.
Thank you all.
guys.
So without any other business, thanks you guys, great job, both of you. Appreciate it. So we'll look for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much, everyone.